Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. We wanna be with the king. What is you gonna do when you show up on the scene?
Now, the good news is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the Chicago Bears. On the Browns sideline, there you see head coach Kevin Stefanski. His defense made a statement their last time out, pitching a shutout in last week's win. On the other side, the head coach of the Bears, Ben Johnson. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year of the NFL now.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
They'll run the draw here with Swift. Get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Naturally so. The defense was keyed in on everyone but the back on that play, and it took them an extra second to react when he got the carry. It's still a tough third down to pick up here, but a lot more manageable after an excellent carry on second down.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Here comes the Bears punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. So here comes the Browns offense with a long field ahead. Orchestrating the offense will be their versatile quarterback, the Hawaii native, Oregon Duck product. Of course, that's Marcus Mariota.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line. They'll sneak it with Mariota. And he is going to have a Browns first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, was the one disrupting there defensively.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, You just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now third down and 6 to go.
It's a gain of 4, and it's third down.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Second down at the 24-yard line.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. From the gun, here's Williams. That's complete to his rookie second-round pick. Touchdown, Chicago! Luther Burden, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bears go up by 2 touchdowns. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it? It does.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
To kick off for Chicago.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Browns set to take over. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Looking to put a drive together. Play fake. Mariota. Into the hands of Cedric Tillman. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
A gain of 16 yards. And
To throw Mariota. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack. Grady Jarrett. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
A gain of 4. And it's third down.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a third down and long coming up. Working out of the gun, Mariota. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On fourth down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 1.
Brings up 2nd down at the 46-yard line.
He's got this complete to Burden. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. The Bears at 5-8, 3 games under 500. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
That's good for another Chicago
On
Bears.
1st and 10, it's Swift. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the...
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back in the 32. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Pass complete to Odunze. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line. That'll give him 8 that time. And that's going to make it 4th down.
A 41-yard attempt.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Mariota. Throw left side complete. That's Ford. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The handoff to Ford up the middle. He finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
On the tackle. A gain of 4.
Again, they turn to Ford. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 7. 1st down, Cleveland.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
They run with Ford. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That play doomed from the start thanks to the defensive effort of Grady Jarrett. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They'll try to throw now. Mariota. He gets this one to Johnson. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Looking to throw is Williams. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30.
Tackled back at the 30-yard line.
To throw, it's Williams. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Here's Williams. Now they go screen. It's complete. And boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle is going to leave him about a yard or so short. Now the Browns will use the 1st of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And the Browns going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. This is Ford. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
It's a gain of 10. And the Browns first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Right back to him on first down. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. On the ground, it's Ford. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner, because they have to be extremely...
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way down to the 9.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jerome Ford, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And it's 17-7. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And a 9-yard run on the end of it. Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. A little juke. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
And you can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Here's 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
To throw, Williams. Well, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the first down marker.
Excellent defense, good tackling.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10.
Cleveland offense making their way out.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense... And the ball is knocked out. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now? Those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. Working out of the gun, Williams. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Williams from the gun on 3rd down. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
And that's his 2nd sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the 3rd quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You trail them by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard at doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
Now it's a bootleg with Mariota. He finds his man, complete. It's 4. This is 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 46.
Throwing is Mariota. A quick throw there is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And 8-yard pickup. 1st down, Cleveland.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a give, right side, 4. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Mariota. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd.
Now Mariota. He finds his man Johnson. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
But it's 4th down.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th.
A 45-yard attempt.
Hopkins' kick is good. And that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the
to the air, Williams. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They will run straight ahead with Swift. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
Throwing is Williams. That's to the right side, caught by Burden. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
A gain of 11 on the play.
On 1st down, it's 4th. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sag. Dayo Odeyingbo make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And just shedding him off there. And the Bears are going to have it 1st and goal as they'll take this down to about the 3.
13 yards on the play.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Play action. Now Williams. Forced out. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Caleb Williams with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Bears look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this 4th quarter. Now the point after try for Santos. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them in plus territory. Excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Oh, now a hit and a loose football. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. A quick throw caught out wide by Judy. From the 38 now, here's a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 38.
Up the middle they go. 4. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again.
No gain on the play.
To throw is Mariota. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Desperation time. Mariota on 4th down. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
A 5-yard gain on the play. 1st down, Brown.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
To throw Mariota. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
A 7-yard gain on the play.
And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
1st down, Cleveland.
Mariota. He's got Njoku over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
32. And the Browns 1st down.
Mariota to throw it. Right back to Njoku. It'll be a gain of just a yard. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 11.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's 4th. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Mariota now. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on fourth. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. This is caught. And this is picked up by the Bears. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And this game just illustrates how important home field really is. On paper, didn't look like much of a matchup, but now it's looking like it'll become one of the big surprises of the weekend. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ballgame.
First down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
First down, and they go with Swift again. He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now 2nd and 9. This is Swift on the counter. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Chicago, their battle to finish above 500 gets a slight lift as they move to 6-8 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Packers will come to town. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home.